You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play.
German sips with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Matt sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Alas, mud fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see, it's about what fun could be. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann.
You're watching Indie Comic Outliers with Alizmat the Shadow Band.
Je m'appelle Lolita. faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Elite, moi Lolita, c'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Elite, moi Lolita. C'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Elite, moi Lolita, c'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Elite, moi Lolita, c'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Elite, moi Lolita, c'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Elite, moi Lolita.
Stop ruffling, stop lamowing, stop lambowing. I'm watching you in the chat, y'all. Stop it.
She'll tease you and I'll ease you all the better just to please please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. She's got credit card on stand up side. She's got Betty Davis sign.
I don't know. There's definitely no more ha-haing. No more ha-haing. That's okay. I see what you did, Richard. Dude. Just because I didn't say it doesn't mean it's allowable. But more ha-has is not allowable either. There's no more ha-haing, no ma-hoo-hooing, and no hee-hee-hee or ha-ha-haing. That shit stops. Respect my chat. I'll be with you in a minute. My shirt is great today, Oz. I see it's great. No, especially no tee-hees. No tee-hees.
The better just to please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. She's got credit card on stand up side. She's got Betty Davis sign.
YOLOs are fine. I allow the YOLOs. You can have YOLOs. Sniggering? No, sniggering's not allowed because y'all can get too liberal with that. So no sniggering. Can't allow the sniggering because I don't got time to battle you two with it. If they smell a sniffle of the word, no sniggering. So we can't do that. I think Mango Bank was already organizing a coup against my chat already. That's what I get. I'm going to be a color in this white world. Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna talk to you on the chat for a second. Wait, where's my camera? Here we go. Okay, yeah, I gotta select the I gotta do the thing where I switch from there to there. There we go. Okay, so I see what you guys are writing in the chat, and I see the damn wheel popping up. So, there. I see what y'all typing in the chat. So, I'm gonna cut the music short because I told you very clearly. Actually, you know what? I got the wrong template too. See, you guys are making me off my game. You're taking me off my game. This ain't the right template. That's the template. There we go. Now we got the right template back on. You're taking me off my game. All yous. You should know better than that. You guys are the ambassadors of something or other. I don't know. I'm just saying. You guys should have a better sense of your behaviors and your optics because you're failing miserably. I watched every single one of you type it in the chat. Every single one of you. And every one of you in one degree or another, you failed the test big time. All of you big time. Whether it's trying to skirt the T1 violations of the lambowing, or the lamowing, or the hee hee ha ha ta ha ma ha muha, or Bancroft's little coup just now that I witnessed. Every one of you failed in some degree or another. I watched it happen. Big time. And then, of course, little Miss Calcus comes in very sneakily and subtly. Pretend like she ain't involved in. I know for a fact she has a DM group now, and some of y'all are in it, and you're doing a little whisper network against me. I already know now because I got informants. I got my best people in the job, and they're seeing all the crap that's happening behind the scenes. And Carol Colors for sure, for little Jean-Jaqcue is being noted and observed and monitored. I'm on to you, color form. I'm on to you. And don't think you can put the little hashtag pink in the chat. It's gonna phase me. It's not. I'm wearing gray today. So eggs to you, color form. Eggs to you. No, you ain't Oz. You ain't innocent. You were one of the first to start tonight. You came up with the lighter and the torch, and you just went blazing. The only good person in the chat was Massive Panda. And now Mika Juice, oh, you're already throwing the peanut word at me. I see what you guys are doing, every single one of you. You can't hurt me. I'm protected by the power of the ancestors. You cannot hurt me. It's not going to happen. Don't dox people. I'm going to start a stream against you specifically, Oz, and I'm going to ask for that. You watch. You made me do this. I don't want to do this, but you made me choose violence. And now I got to do it. I have no choice. I got to do it. This community is under attack now because you people can't come in here well behaved. You can't come in here disciplined, ready to absorb some art, some inspiration, some aspiration for the health and benefit of our community. You can't do that without the violence that you bring in here. I'm trying to be safe, Richie Duke. I'm trying to be safe, but my space is being infiltrated by the bad actors with their spears, looking at me and preparing to chuck them at me. Every single one of them. I'm not safe. I wish I was, but I'm not safe. No, Monomicus, I ain't eating. I had a hot dog already, so I ain't eating on stream tonight, Monomicus. So eggs to you. And apple pie. So yeah, eggs to you. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee tonight after the stream, and I'm gonna think about all you people who swear that I'm gonna have dinner on my stream, and I'm gonna laugh at you and say, you know what? They thought I was gonna eat on stream. Well, they're wrong. We're not gonna have no mukbang. It's just gonna be a straight, simple live stream about an indie comic artist, a cartoonist from the French scene, and I'm gonna laugh at you all because you tried to wish ill on me. You tried to wish satanicism on me, but I won. I'm victorious over you, too. So no, 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 no. I'm not doing the B word, Bancroft. I'm not gonna say it. You try to goat me to say it, but I'm not saying it. I said the right word today. I said mukbang. That's the right word. So you can't get me on that. So people, all you clippers, you're out of the job tonight. Every one of you that clips, you're out of the job tonight. I'm on my game, big time on my game. So I think I said my piece. I think I am one with the aura. So now that I've said all this, we're gonna now get to the regularly scheduled start of the stream, which means I get to be nice to you and say hi to you. So hello to the chat. Hi to everybody. Welcome once and for all. The first indie comic outlier in like 2 weeks, I think. I know it's been 2 weeks. Real life took over. Nothing major, just I just had to take care of stuff. Got to do the responsible thing and prioritize my time and what have you. So, um, you know, I said let me just take a little break and catch up on work too. So I had to catch up on. Actually, I'm still kind of like my schedule's kind of tight right now. So if you haven't been following, I've been working on my Dungeoneers documentary, and that is scheduled to drop sometime next week. I'm setting my eyes on a day next week, but I'm giving myself room to like when I edit, take a look at it, proof watch it before I say, okay, I'm going to war with this. So I've been editing as I've been editing, meaning like I have segments that I edit and then I look at those segments and I trim some things and say that part's not necessary or I gotta re-record the narration on that part. So I've been intensively at work on this doc. So this is like probably my most focused, concentrated documentary in a minute. And for all intents and purposes, it's kind of like a part two of the CG documentary. It actually does act like a part two. I knew that when I did my Palm a documentary that the omission of the Dungeoneer stuff was gonna definitely have to be revisited down the road. So I knew that I'd have to look into that because it would have been another hour on the current CG doc, and like I can't, that document as long as it is, I can't do another hour. Um, Not that I planned to do it. Not that I planned to go and revisit it. I knew I would, but I wasn't planning on it. But it kind of like I kind of was uh imprinted on towards that direction. And then once I started going in, once I started doing the edits for the first segment, I'm like, you know what? I can do this, and I think this needs to be done. And the more I'm doing, the more I'm like, yeah, this is it's time to kind of like put things, connect the dots, put things in circle. You know what I mean? Like, um, bigger picture, context, all that stuff. So that's what I've been working on and very intensely. So let me see the chat for a second. Richie Dube is asking for the link. You want to give me monies? Give me, give me, so I can give you money. Oh, you can super. Oh, you want monies on my super chat, or do you want it Cash App or PayPal? How you want me? You can super chat me here. Um, no, don't. No, okay, colors. Colors. He asked for my link, not yours. Color form. My link. So make that very clear. This is my stream. I'm getting paid here. Color form. I'm getting paid here, not you. Not you. Mikachu says a lot of it, but there it'll be. I'm not reading that word, Mikachu. I'm not reading that word. Nice try, but I'm not reading that word. You want to buy a book or send me dollars? You can super chat me. I do have. I mean, I have a few copies of my B Citizen Road Warrior Drake available. So, um, you know, I could send you my PayPal link if you want to PayPal me there. But otherwise, you can super chat me if you want. If you have some monies, that could be a thing. So, um, now I have mods, and my mods. See, if I had actual mods, I mean, I got people with wrenches, but are they mods? I mean, if they are mods, they would link my stuff. They would actually do what mods do. See, I'm the only one with mods that don't promote my shit. They don't promote me at all. It's beneath them to promote me. It's beneath them for me to succeed. It's beneath them to see my growth and my wealth and my well-being and be an inspiration to the indie comic scene. It's beneath these mods. They want to just lambao and lambao and hee hee and ha ha and maha and well and YOLO. YOLO's allowed. They can do YOLO, but everything else they do it against my terms of service. Everything. Bastards. Absolute Philippian bastards. Every single one of them. It's not right. But one day, I'm gonna tell you right now, one day, what's gonna happen? You're gonna rue the day that you guys were bastards to me. Every single one of you. See, look, you know my good friend M. Blasian one. By the way, he has an excellent close up in the documentary. He donated $5 just now, so thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. He says, donate now. See, those are strong words. That's inspiration. What he just did, that is inspiring. Donate, donate now, donate often. 10 out of 10, donate again. Exactly. Do it. Greg Goldworm says, exactly, Greg Goldworm. These are frauds. They come in here with their wrenches, but they don't know how to use the wrenches properly. They just carry them, and here's the thing: they're slick. You know what they do with the wrenches? They know that the spears are not allowed here. They can't chuck their spears. They know this. So what they do is they take their wrenches in place of the spears, thinking that we're cool. Well, I'm thinking that I'm cool with them, and then I turn my back, and they take the wrenches, and then they do the crap they do, and it's horrifying. No links, no promotions, nothing, nothing. It's a grift. These people in the chat with the wrenches, they're grifters. Every last one of them are grifters. You're grifting pigs, all of you. Every last one of them. I get no respect for nothing. Nothing. Nada. See, look, now they're calling me because they want to try to get me. Now they got spear chuckers in the phones waiting outside to do the thing they do to me, what they do to the Australians. They're doing it to me now because you bastards in the chat with your wrenches. Anyway, so why are you doing this, Colorful? Why are you putting your link? Stop putting your link. Stop putting your link there. It's my stream, Colorform. You want your PayPal donation? Go fire up a stream on your end. Go fire up a stream. I'll stream over you, and I'll show you how inspirational I am, how influential I am. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Um, yes, we're going to be talking about one of the premier French artists of the scene, who unfortunately passed away in 2022. I hope I say his name correctly. I think it's Jean-Jacques Sempe. It's got the little accent on the E. So Jean-Jacques Sempe. It is a true betrayal, Grey Goldworm. It's absolutely true. See, Grey Goldworm, that's why you're the greatest, because you see what I see, and we're like kindred spirits. So you get it, Grey Goldworm. You absolutely get it. Monomachus says that face looks so. I'm not sad, Monomachus. I'm victorious. I'm winning. I am. I'm highly favored and blessed. You should be too. And know they're gonna see what you're doing, KSS. I see what you're doing, KSS. I see exactly what you're doing. You're giving haven to the terrorists in the chat. That's because you have a wrench too. You don't know how to use a wrench except to harass and hurt me. Because it's beneath all you to post your links and promote me. But you know who didn't have that problem? Jean-Jacques Sempe. Uh, who got a start in life, well, after he was born and he was struggling to find work as a young person. He enlisted in the army, according to my research. He enlisted in the army back in the 50s, and then he noped out of it. So after he did that, he started doing his cartoons. Let me go ahead and add the, excuse me. So he added his cartoons, and then he did the thing that most of his peers would do, which is he would send his comic strips to the magazines of the day. Paris March is one of them. Let me see what one is. Paris March and what was the other one? Marie Claire. And then in the United States, they would be submitted to Punch Magazine and Esquire. So yeah, so again, like he was taking advantage of the network of magazines that a lot of his peers did. Which goes to show you, like, look at what your current peers are doing that's succeeding, and follow their model. I know it's kind of a I'm just trying to open up a window here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to open up the wait, you know what it is? I have it. You have it open. Okay. I got it open. Oh, it's on the image. That's why. Okay. I got it now. Never mind. I figured it out. Little what you would call a little something or other. I don't know. But there we go. So now I have it open. So let me go ahead and hit this button here. Now I wish I could find a way to shrink this so that my face can be seen, and then you people in the chat won't feel neglected. I guess we'll work. No, we're not gonna work with that. We cannot work with that. If I put it like this and then put it behind the template, that should work for now. That means I can go between this. See, I can go between this. Oh, wrong one. And my face. There we go. See? So kind of convenient, I think. If not, well, I didn't ask you. I'm just running the show my way because you guys have no sympathy or sensitivity for my cause. So wait, hear what? Wait, why are you sending cash apps to Lord Rapid Jesus K? This is my show. This is my show. By the way, here's my cash app. Is a Last Match Films. Why don't you do that? Why don't you put um, you know? Oh wait, never mind. Hold on. I got a $100 super chat from Richie Dupe. Wow. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you love me. This is how you cherish me, and this is how you uplift me. We're trying to save indie comics. We're trying to uplift the community, and this is how you do it. See, this is a healing. We're healing right now. This is Wonder Fatabulas or something. Did I say it right? Maybe not. I don't know. But thank you so much, Richie Duke, for that $100. It's 100 pounds. Is that pounds? Yeah, it's pounds, right? No, it's 100 Libra, right? Something or whatever. I don't know. I'm not feeling cultured right now because I'm totally like knocked on back. But he says, "I love you, Elasmat." Well, thank you, Richie Duke. I love you too. You have shown the way. You've shown the way. I'm actually gonna be able to afford a cup of coffee now. Thank you so much. Oh, fucking go. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be a great cup of coffee. So thank you so much for that. I was like, um, I'm touched. Really, I'm touched. That's a, I don't know what to say about that. I really don't. But I think I should give you something for that. If you backed any of my books, Richie. If not, I can send you some PDFs of my books. Let me know. I'll send you them. If you haven't backed any of my books, I'll send you the first two graphic novels. I'll send you Street Champion Road Warrior Drake and Beast Citizen Road Warrior Drake. In free by email. Well, not free because you put something down for it, but I'll send it to you. So let me know, and I'll shoot you an email with the links to those so you can download it. So okay, okay. Let me link my PayPal. I guess people want my PayPal, so let me go ahead and do that. Hold on. Um, I feel like this is a. I feel like I feel like I'm a televangelist right now. Donate because God is what is it? He's called. He compels you. You, that lady with the cookie jar, with that $20 bill in your cookie jar. God is compelling you to take that money out and send it to me because somewhere out there there's a comic artist who needs that money, and you are going to be the catalyst. You are the conduit to his success. But it takes that $20 to make it happen, and you will make it happen. I think is that the way to do it? I think so, right? Something or other. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to link my PayPal me. Um, let's see. Okay, yes, that's create. Okay, I thought I had it before, but I guess I'll just do it. Okay, there it is. Okay, there it is, right there. PayPal me a Lasmat. Let me copy link. I'll put it in the chat because my mods are claiming that I gotta do the work. So there it is. That's my PayPal. If you guys want to donate $1 or 2, and trust me, all of it's gonna go to taxes anyway. So at the very least, it'll be less dollars got to come out of my account for the IRS. So, but thank you for that so much. That's really awesome, and really appreciate it. So I will go ahead and pin it. There it is. Now it's pinned. So now y'all can't say you didn't see it because it's there. It's pinned. Um, but yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Richie Duke. That was amazing. Can I turn? Okay, up my Discord. I thought I turned it off. There, now it's off. My Discord's off now. So there you go. Turn it off. So now, then that's good. I want Carol to be annoyed. So you know what? Now I'm putting my Discord back on. Fuck that. Control Shift T. Hold on. Control Shift T. Because you shouldn't have said nothing. Shouldn't have said nothing. But now I'm gonna annoy her. I'm gonna annoy Color for him.
You're gonna annoy me, but it annoys me too.
I don't
So
want
if you annoy Carol, you annoy me.
I don't want to annoy you.
If we're both annoying.
No, but she's hurtful. You're not. Like she
I can hurt you.
she's a monster.
I can hurt you.
But no, it's not right.
Don't make me get the spatula.
Okay, fine. I'm taking it off. There, it's off. Okay, so there we go. Now it's off now. Okay, so going back to um the artwork of Jean-Jacques Sempe. No one in the chat has corrected me if I said the name right, so I'm guessing I'm saying it right. I'm guessing I'm kind of cultured. Hail to you, Billy Parmax. Welcome to the chat. Good seeing you there. Um, I believe your Last of the Bad Moon is your book. If someone cares to link your book in the chat, by all means, go ahead and do it. Linkovich in the chat says, "I am making the bucks. I am. People love me. I'm respected, Linkovich. I'm very respected. I'm adored. So, and so is this image on the screen. That's one of the drawings that he did for one of his comic strips. Which let me see. It's good. Okay, I'm going backwards. I don't know why it's doing that, but here we go. Okay, here's one of his strips. This is half of this was the thumbnail for tonight's stream. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. I'm not wearing. I don't have a pink shirt.
You're supposed to wear the pink shirt.
I don't have a pink. This is great today. I don't have pink. Why do you think I have? Why are you see? Okay, I'm just on that from the record. Let me just try my drink. I like this drawing here. This is pretty nice. Um, it's the style of the day. If you see a lot of the Tex Avery cartoons of the day, it mirrors this style of art, among others. Um, Migovich is asking, when am I doing a Reg Smythe Andy Cap episode? At some point down the road. I am collecting names and characters, so I'll add Andy Cap onto my. At some point I'm gonna do a series of streams on the Sunday Funnies. You mentioned Andy Cap. I also want to do Beetle Bailey. Um, what was the other one? It was Beetle Bailey. There's um Hagar the Horrible. I want to do that one too. So yeah, I'm gonna do a series of streams based on the Sunday Funnies. We were doing some of the French stuff, but when we did Kathy at the last time, which was like 2 weeks ago, that got quite a reception. So um, You know. Oh yeah, BC. Yeah, Oscar. Yeah, BC. Yeah, BC's another one too. I remember BC. That was actually pretty funny. I like BC. Um, I loved reading those strips. Peanuts. Yeah, we'll do Peanuts too. I mean, we did Jim Davis's Garfield, so we'll do Peanuts as well. And we're gonna be talking a little bit of Peanuts in this stream because one of Jean-Jacques Zempe's more famous work, his IP, so to speak, is Nicholas La Petite Nicolas. This is a children's book, a series of children's books based on well, not based on anything, but it's kind of like Peanuts in that it's written in a style that's seen through the eyes of a boy. It's got like a simplistic style, not just in the visuals, but in the writing too. So you're basically watching the world through the lens of a child, and you get that simplistic innocence to it. That's what some people have said about the Le Petit Nicolas. Here's a panel from that. And this is a good example. This drawing here is a good example of the line work may not be the sharpest, but the design kicks ass. See, look, the design of this just kicks absolute ass. This is better, and I'll go to war on this. This is better than a lot of the complex line art you see in indie comics today. Much better because it tells you all you need to know in the design of the drawing. This You got the child looking up, smiling at the principal. The child looks up, indicating that the child does have a authority figure. You got the principal looking down the child with his arms folded, meaning that he's dissatisfied with the child's behavior of some kind. You got the kids behind them, looking on, all curious and everything, and kind of like you know expecting a train wreck of some kind. This panel tells it all. Like this is very you know this is very solid. It's all in the design. I remember what Carmine Fatina would tell me in college, like, uh, design a panel. You're not drawing a panel, you're designing a panel. This is an example of designing a panel. Your eyes just travel all over. Your eyes can't help but see every single thing in that panel here. You're able to see everything clearly. Your eyes can tell the story. It makes um it's absolutely understandable what you're looking at here and the story being told. Oz great. Oz ACR times nine. That's how a lot of looks like. No, no, okay. I'm gonna delete you for that. I'm banning you for that because that is absolutely slanderous, Oz. That's absolute slanderous. Why are you gonna say that about me? KSS is mad. What did I say? What did I do to KSS? What? He says, oh wait, what did Michael Bancroft say to KSS? Okay, so Bancroft says, thank you for being such a thoughtful mod. Why, what do you do? Okay, so he puts down so KSS puts the link to the Lucent Fractured Mind by Michael Bancroft because obviously it's his stream, right? No, it's my stream actually, but no, Bancroft gets the respect, and I guess I'm a chopped colored liver, right? But Bancroft thanks him, and KSS says, "You're welcome. You're welcome." See, last Matt, why can't you be grateful like Bank? Because you're posting Bancroft's links. It's beneath you to post my links. It's beneath you to be respectful and honor me and to build me up, right? Grab an oar, KSS. Grab an oar. Not an anchor. Anyway, Master Panda has agreed. Simplicity and solid design supersedes infinite detail any day. There's more clarity with that, just my opinion. I agree with that 100%. That's 100%. You use the right word, clarity. You should be able to look at a comic panel, and regardless of how it's drawn, it should be clear what you're looking at. Even without the words, it should be clear. Um, why did they draw you looking angrily at that kid? Kid says, ugh. I see you chose violence today. Richie Doob says no over detailed backgrounds. You know what's funny? You're touching on something very interesting, Richie Doob, because I've said this to some people. I'm a fan of details in drawing, but if your foreground and your background are detailed, you're not creating a sense of perspective, and you're creating what some would consider to be noise or business busyness to the eyes. I always say if you're going to detail the foreground, leave the background simplistic so that the foreground sticks out more. It just makes for a more dynamic drawing, especially in a comic book. So finally, KSS is finally doing a job as a mod and linking my PayPal. Not that I'll get anything, but fine. At least what is that? What is the old saying? There's that old saying, which is we're headed in the right direction. So yeah, there we go. Billy Parmack says, "Alava, you are a good guy. Jesus loves you. I'm not sure about Carol or KSS. Colorform hates me, and KSS has got a spear with her name on it, aimed at me, Billy Parmax. I don't deserve that. I'm here to try to like be a lecturer and try to show you guys about some of these outliers, but they don't deserve me. I'm too precious for this community. Here's another example of again, okay, so even like the simplicity of the line work, it's still going to or attesting to what I said before, how you look at the background, look how it's all not fuzzy, but you can see they're very, very simplistic, but it's telling the story visually. And that's all you need to tell a story. Just have a sense of direction and design. It's all in design. I don't know what they're saying here, but you can kind of okay. So you can see what's happening here. You got a London track. I'm guessing a traffic cop. You only got the cars passing by, right? You only got the cars passing by. You only got this big truck passing by, and he's waving his little finger at a little smart car. It's like naughty, naughty. So that's actually pretty funny because I'm saying like it tells you all you need to know. It's the execution that matters here. Absolutely wonderful. Here's one of the pages from the strip Les Aventures de Petit Nicolas. I'm gonna see if I can translate this. So here's a guy singing tra la 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 marama la marque tra la la la. He's singing right. Volant ton père Nicolas, voilà ton père Nicolas. I don't know what I kind of don't know what that means, but I know Nicolas means Nicholas. See, I'm a little cultured. Let me see, you guys can see. Okay, yes. Okay, so he falls into the ditch. Nicolas says, "Ah, maman, il a marché sur un petit auto." Something about falling in the river, in the water, pond of water, and his car. Il a taillé des hadis de sauvage le chora dans le harien bas qui me changera sa petit conduit para. And he says, "Wow." That's kind of like me versus the chat. And then this guy here is like, l'histoire chaque fois par vous jumping par toujours par croissant. So here he says, Has fonon, no, pafunon, and the guy in the black says, le deux. And then the guy in the grass was like, French toast. And then the guy in the black goes, my, hey, nice, Sunday, what a night, kind of bois. And the guy in the third panel in the black says, Vita Nicola Maha, I just I tore, Vakoti I torn, Gwana, La Quata Kava. And Nicola says, Sheep. So that's pretty, it's pretty good. See? I can read this pretty good. Kaz asking this is French. Yep, this is French, and I read French. I mean, I just said Kaz. I said it in the beginning. This guy is from the French scene. I was very clear. He's in the French. You mean his name didn't catch on to you? Jean-Jacques Sempe. Did that not clue you in that he was possibly a frog? Are you serious? I mean, did I say what? French. See, you got me being racist, Kaz. You got me being racist. That's uncalled for. Put your spear down. Richie Dupe says, I visited to the galleries in London several times and studied the masters. Absolute masters. All of them. If you type French in the chat, it will auto-translate on the screen. Celui patin derrière, says Mika Jew. Kaya says, ask me, how's my French? Wait, okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being sounds Greek to me. I'm not French, but I definitely take that as a compliment. Oh wait, okay, I see what happened. So Mikaju, hold on. This is interesting. Mikaju wrote in the chat. He wrote something in French. He wrote "Se voulait partir," but then when I get away from it, he goes rolling on the floor laughing. So you skirted the term of the service, Mikaju. You skirted the term of the service, right? And you typed a word, a sentence in French, thinking that I wouldn't know it, but I put my mouse over it and it translates automatically the term of service violation you just put in there. Let me make it very clear to you people. Typing the actual words is unacceptable. Just because I say no ruffling and no lambowing or lamowing or hee or ha waha doesn't mean typing out the words is acceptable. It's not. That's still a TOS violation. I'm sorry you did that, Richie Dupe. I'm disappointed in you. I'm sorry, not Richie Dupe. See, you got me accusing the wrong people. Mikachu. It was Mikachu. Richie Dupe's my good friend. But you, Mikachu, you're my good enemy. Stop it and be good. You're better than that. I think. Okay, it says, a lot of that Monkey King is streaming, damn it. He's your friend. How come you decide to stream over your good friend? You know, Thursday says, no, okay, it's my day. It's my day. My day. You're trying to cause division, KSF, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. What's wrong with you? Veggie wants me to give you a kiss. I can't. I'm spoken for, so I can't do that. The last man is Graham Nolan, and Monkey King is John Malin. Says, I hear what you're trying to do there. You're trying to make us fight. You're trying to get me to fight Monkey King, but I can't do that. You know why I'm not going to fight Monkey King? Not because he's just my good friend, but because he's got Tomothy as a partner, and who wants Tomothy as a partner? That's a punishment unto itself. So I pray for him, and you people should too. You really should too. So anyway, back to the drawing. So there we go. I like the colors in this one. This is actually pretty cool. Here's another drawing from Le Petit Nicolas. So there's a test again to what I was saying. Look at the backgrounds. They're very faded. Simple line work, but then you get to the foreground, there's more shading, there's more gray. Dare I say, maybe, some slight detail in the grass. He does something interesting here, though. Like when he puts the kids in the grass, he surrounds them with whiteness, so the grass tends to fade out with the kids behind them. Behind the kids. I don't know I like this. I'm not a big fan of this here, but outside of that, like everything else is solid. Like the details of the grass and the wall, the gated wall, the trees, even the trees, and it's how he did it too. The way he creates the illusion of detail. Until you get to the background, you see just a line, simple line in the faded grays. You have a great illusion here of perspective. But yeah, in this drawing here, we got a man walking apparently to work, and he stops and he sees on the other side of the gate a guy tied up around a tree, and his kids are playing cowboys and Indians. Those are the days, right? Cowboys and Indians. I remember, well, I'm not necessarily a cowboy and Indian person because I heard robots and kaiju's, but um, watching TV during the day, that you got to see a generation of kids being all into that, grabbing their wood sticks and pretending they were guns and shooting at each other. So no, no, Oz, not like Drake. He's not. They're not in the grass like Drake. Get out your head out the gutter. Get it out of the gutter. Wait, Candace says you are invited for the Fans Fest in October, last mat. I told them last mat is scheduled to have explosive diarrhea that day. You typing that just gave me diarrhea. Dare you insult me that way, Candace says? Why would I be for the Fans Fest when I can be somewhere else? Not there. You jerk. Linkovich says Drake does his best work in the grass. You people gotta stop. I told the story there. He wasn't in the grass doing hideous, degenerate things. They don't have cowboys and Indians in France. Well, they don't have them in Italy, but they made Italian movies with cowboys and Indians, KSFs. Get with the program, Kizovus. They're cultured. The French and the Italians are cultured. Even if you don't like them to be. They absolutely are. Everyone is white too. Ha 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 ha. A Communita Unita. You can laugh at that, Oz, but Communita Unita is real. And it's powerful. And inspirational. So go ahead and laugh at that. But I grow empowered by your absolute attempt to hurt me. You can't hurt me. Anyway, Richie Dube says, I like how the wall on the left has no detail to draw eye to the tree. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, it works well. Like the design, you can tell that Jean-Jacques Sempe's design work is on point. He absolutely studied designing. That's the key to an excellent paneling, by the way. Sark in the chat says D word. I'm not reading that word, Sark. You know the rules. I can't read that word. I'll get struck by YouTube. And I'm definitely not reading what you said in the chat, Kansas. You could guarantee I'm not reading that. No respect from you people. None. We just read that from Le Petit Nicolas. Here's another panel from Le Petit Nicolas. Again, pay attention to the design. This is out. This time he uses the books in the background. And I think that's his trademark, where like when it comes to the characters in the background, he leaves like a little bit of a white outline around them to separate them from the background, which I guess I can understand why. Because between the books and the I'm guessing the librarian here, it would be kind of hard to differentiate from the eye because there's no real heavy emphasis on either the books or the professor here, librarian. So he has to put this white um, outline to create a visual distinction between the professor and the books. In this case, it works. Like that's his style, and it seems to work. It works here better, in my opinion, than the last panel. So I ain't mad at it. And interesting enough, he has one person. I'm guessing that's a female, a little girl, in red, a red hood, while the other kids are just like going through their books or their magazines, whatever. So, but yeah, it's absolutely solid work, in my opinion. No, I can't read the keyword Sark. I'm not reading that. Johnny Rando says watching those old TV westerns are gold. Wanted Dead or Alive, The Rifleman, Cheyenne. Yeah, no, a lot of kids grew up and loved those. I myself, I couldn't get into it, but I knew that it was a big thing with a lot of kids. So, Likovich asks, "Does Pumpkin Warpatch have a 70s bush?" Because in my mind, she does, unless you correct the record. I wasn't planning on like, well, she doesn't. She let's say that the lawn is mowed. Okay, the lawn is mowed. You happy, Linkovich? Are you happy? I hope you are. I really hope you are. Because I anyway. Great Gold Worm says they can't play military cast. That's because there's just a bunch of kids yelling surrender. Oh damn, damn, Great Gold. Holy crap! Ouch. Jeez. Damn. I gotta drink to that one. Hold on. Mm. Linkovich says, "Oh wait, I just read that already." Okay. Uh, I read that too. Oh yeah, ha 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 minus C3J. That's a long name for that. He says, "Oh, looking at cartoons, fun. Got here late. Hail. Welcome. Haha, haha, ha ha slash CJ3." That's a long. Can I just call you by student of God? Do I have to say ha 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 7 times and add? Now you have the added what is that? The suffix. Is that your suffix C3J? I have to read the suffix now. I can't do that. It's a lot of names. It's a lot of letters. So I have to read this pussy. Pussy. Ah, you made me read it, and I'm not supposed to. I didn't promise. Get up with me and VC when you have a chance. I know I will. I was there earlier, but we'll talk later. But absolutely. Um, Oz ACR. Does she have droopers from not wearing a bra a lot, Matt? No, they're not droopers. And what she wears kind of does give her support. We're talking about Pumpkin War Patch. So her outfit does give her support, and she's doesn't really go bare. Since you're asking, I guess. Yeah, I know you're asking for a friend. I know which hand. I mean, which hand? Which friend? Crap! I did. I did. Yes, I know. Damn it! You son of a bitch. Anyway, KSS says, Elasma, you didn't get into westerns, not even the Cisco kid. So I love the Clint Eastwood the Man with No Name trilogy. I have that in on my collection, my DVD collection. Um, which is what is it? It's Fistful of Dollars for $3 more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Love all three of those movies. I haven't seen them in years, but I gotta watch them again because I absolutely do love those movies. And I watched a couple episodes of Briscoe County Jr., which I enjoyed, and even the Young Guns movies. I kind of enjoyed it when I watched it. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't like watch a good western and not enjoy it, but as overall, I'm not the biggest fan of westerns. It's just not my thing. I just can't get into it because I feel like okay, you're just watching guys in hats and shooting each other, and they're in the old west, and there's you're not gonna see robots or kaiju's. You're not gonna see like some weird stuff. But you know, I have some good westerns in my collection, so I don't say that I hate the genre as a whole, but as a whole, it's not my favorite genre. So, what about tan lines? Does Pumpkin War Patch have 70s tan lines? Kaz says, no, that's too much to draw. I'm not drawing tan lines on her. I can't draw all that. What do you think I am, an artist? Get out of here, KSS. What's wrong with you? Speaking of which, I've been thinking about doing a thing where like I do a segment every week because some grown men on X are they're hurt and they get PTSD because I draw funny cartoons and it hurts them. And I want to do a thing where I talk about each one next week. And well, I haven't thought about it yet, but like just what kind of like clinic so I can help the grown men who are hurt by my cartoon. Speaking of like people like say for example JD Kirby, he gets hurt every time I draw something. He's a hurt man, so I want to open up a clinic for him and rehabilitate him so he can stop sending me those wacky DMs. I see what you did there, JD Kirby. Don't think I don't know. KSS says the good, the bad, and the ugly could be arguably be called, or it's hard, could arguably be called the most influential and important film of the latter half of the 20th century. That's an interesting assessment, and I probably would agree. The soundtrack is absolutely killer. Like Ennio Morricone's music in that movie is outstanding. Like I listened to it, and I'm like, man, how did I not listen to this when I was younger? It really is like superb music that movie has. Chloe Max says Lonesome Dove was good. Rest in peace, Duvall. Knight Rider says Vigidube is still a favorite of mine. CBX straight 6 cylinders are legendary. Sounds like old F1 cars. So, anyway, next panel here. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the covers that Jean-Jacques Sempe has done. These are the covers for the New Yorker. He did like over 100 covers. We're obviously not gonna go through all 100 of them, but I saved up a few for us to look at, so you can look at the style between his coloring and the cover style versus how he draws his comic panels. It has a very faded watercolor look. Let me enlarge that a little bit. There we go. It's a cat in the stairwell, and it's very again. He has a grasp. He really does has a grasp on his visual storytelling and the design. I can't stress that enough. But I think also because if you're only drawing like strips, like comic strips, and not a whole book, you kind of tend to put your all into the visual storytelling of the strip. I think that's why comic strips tend to have more visual dynamic storytelling than many comic books do, because you only have a limited amount of space to tell your story. So you kind of go all out in terms of how can I best visually tell my story. So you draw it like as if it's the only thing you're ever going to draw. So you go all out in terms of your execution. Here's another cover from the New Yorker. This one, I love his city designs. He has a couple of these. He draws like cityscapes, and it's you really feel like you're there. And I'm not saying that to Brownos. I'm saying that for real. Like you really feel like you're there. It's magnificent. And I said magnificent because Oz ACR puts down. Have you seen the Magnificent Seven and Seven Samurai? I've seen the Seven Samurai. I haven't seen Magnificent Seven yet, but I know that it's not a secret that Magnificent Seven was inspired by Seven Samurai. I think it's one of the most well known trivia in Hollywood is the Magnificent Seven, and well, not in, but Magnificent Seven is inspired by Seven Samurai, which was a great movie. Seven Samurai features Takashi Shimura, who played Dr. Serizawa in the original Gojira, the original Godzilla from 1954. for context. Let's see. Fistful of Dollars and Yojimbo. Same plot as KSS. Oh, so I'll have to check out Yojimbo. So I love Fistful of Dollars. So I'll need to check out Yojimbo. Massive Panda asks, do you think that New Yorker illustration with the cat is watercolor? That's what I thought too when I first looked at it. Anyway, he says the pigment actually looks thick enough to be something else, like acrylic. Just curious. I mean, it could be acrylic. I'm not saying it's. Let's look at it again. Let's take a look at it again. Let me see. Let me go back to it. Let's zoom in a bit. Um, I mean, a case could be made that's acrylic. I think it depends on the surface that it was painted on. There's a signature right there. I gotta practice my. I gotta do better signatures for my name, so when people see my signature, they know it's me. Um, I mean, yeah, I guess that could be acrylic. I'm looking at the table, and that does look more acrylic than watercolor. So it's funny because I look at the table, and that says acrylic, but then I look at the cat, and that says watercolor. So, um, yeah, I don't know. It's what do you guys in the chat think? Do you think this is acrylic or watercolor? Curious to hear what you guys have to say in the chat. A lot of love for Akira Kurosawa in the chat. Yeah, solid filmmaker. Martin Scorsese cited him as one of his inspirations. I do want to stock up on my Kurosawa movies though. Like I don't have any of his movies on DVD or Blu-ray, but it's because like you guys spend like 40, 50 bucks on a Criterion DVD, and I like that the Criterion preserves those movies. But I gotta really like pick and choose when I buy my physical media because I don't got money like that. So you know, but at some point I do want to because one of my favorite Kurosawa films was uh what was that one with the two guys fighting over the girl and one kills the other and then they hold a trial and then they do like the point of view of how the story went down. What was that one? Rashomon. Rashomon. Yeah, Rashomon. That's my favorite Kurosawa film, Rashomon. I read the story that the movie was based on, and then when I saw the movie, I'm like, oh wow, this is actually based on that story. This is actually pretty good. Very well shot, very well made. Um, yeah, I think Kurosawa and the Godzilla film franchise really were the two films film franchise or the film uh, benchmarks that really put Japanese cinema on the map. And it's no secret that Ishiro Honda, the director of the original Godzilla film, was a good friend and also worked with Kurosawa. And it will say that Honda actually co-directed a lot of Kurosawa's films in the later years. But that's a discussion for another day. So the chat saying watercolor. Okay, so watercolor. So KS says watercolor. Great Goldworm says watercolor. Bancroft says crayon. Crayons. Really, Bancroft? Crayons? Wait, let me see that. Hold on. Maybe he's on the song. Let me see. That's watercolor. Well, I mean, this could be actually no. Like this could be crayon. This chair could be crayon. Maybe you know what? Maybe he's on the song. Maybe it is a crayon. Shit. I gotta rethink my life now because I hear I'm thinking I'm all sophisticated and shit. No, he took the Crayolas and went did this thing. Damn. Anyway, Sark says it's not paint. Sark says piracy my dog. Piracy is the reason we have Nosferatu. If it wasn't for piracy, that film would have been lost forever. But if you read the story of Nosferatu, the reason that film survived is because of piracy. Because the court ordered that film to be destroyed. The estate, if you guys don't know, for those that don't know, so Nosferatu was an unauthorized adaptation of Dracula. The Stoker estate didn't authorize it, so they took F.W. Murnau to court, and the court ordered all prints of Nosferatu to be destroyed. But some people have saved some of the prints and had them distributed around the world. And here we are over 100 years later, and we get pristine copies of Nosferatu because of piracy. So, sorry, I am all for stealing the high sea. I'm all for stealing money, don't get me wrong. But the high seas serves a purpose for a reason. If it wasn't for the high seas, I wouldn't have seen any of the Heisei Godzilla films till later the 90s into the millennium. But the high seas allowed me to see those films. in the early to mid '90s, and then of course I ended up buying legit copies of it. So I will put my money where my mouth is. Playing Ghost of Tsushima in black and white. Um, Gives Kurosawa vibes. The duels are awesome. So let's see. Okay, I'm skipping a few chats. I'm a little behind, but shout out to the chat. You guys are giving me some healthy conversation, which I appreciate. Working on my documentary puts me in a particular mental spot. Yeah, this documentary has kind of put me in a mental spot. I'm not gonna lie. So I had to kind of push myself to stream because not because I was demoralized, far from it. It's just because I get into it. When I do my documentaries, I get into it. I just want to make sure it's do it right and just do it till it's completed. But I also need balance in my life. So like let me commit to these streams, to the indie comic outliers and the Monday Monster Moratorium streams because those do serve a purpose. And they do. They do. Get those yard sales and flea market, says Kobe Mack. Yes, never sleep on the yard sale flea market. You can find some stuff you never knew you needed. Some good stuff. Great Goldworm says that's just a cover story. The real reason they try to destroy Nosferatu is because it stars an actual vampire. You need to tell me that Shadow of Vampire is based on a true story? Willikers. Wow. We did, yeah. That's with what's his name? John Malkovich as F.W. Murnau and Willem Dafoe as Nosferatu. It's a great movie. I saw it in the theater and I was like, I was blown away by it. I should. That's a movie you need to watch side by side with Nosferatu, like a nice double feature. So wait, Sark is joking about what? Wait, what is Sark joking about? Oh, I would have read your book without piracy, says Sark. I'm joking. Sarkis joke is this Kansas. He wouldn't read your book at all. Says the green grass gap scenes disturb. Kansas, I'm banning you. Kansas, I'm banning you right now. Like I'm taking your wrench away, and I'm gonna make you gray again. You're gonna be gray with the grayers. You're not gonna be blue anymore. No blue marks for you anymore. You abuse your wrench every time. Taking your wrench away. Once I figure out how to do it. Anyway, Oz ACR says Java said it was his favorite part. Oh, wow. I mean, you guys are not promoting any kind of healthy dialogue here. Anyway, let's continue on. I was on this one, which I absolutely loved. This is actually my one of my favorites here. We went over this. Let's go to the next one. Here's another cityscape. This one, with a simplistic design, he managed to make incredible detail in this cityscape, and I'm guessing that's based on the bridge. That's either Brooklyn or that's Brooklyn. Yeah, it's Brooklyn because that's the Brooklyn Bridge right there in the background. See? Oh darn it! I'm trying to stop doing that. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, that's the Brooklyn Bridge, and it's the way he uses like the simplistic design of the car that tells the story um very well. Like honestly, like artists should study this, regardless of how they draw. They should study stuff like this because that's how they make their drawings dynamic in comic book form. I mean, okay, so Oz, I see what you're doing. Stop breaking terms of service. Ha 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 ha. Says wrench war. No, we're not doing wrench war. There's no wrench war. Ha 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 ha. There's no wrench war. I'll just take your wrench away, and that's it. Done. It's finito. I'll Justin Trudeau your ass is all I'll use. This is not a wrench war. It's a shield, not a wrench. No, well, let me not go there. Anyway, shield to protect you from your you know who, says Richie Dupe. Shade it with his fingers, says Chloe Mack. If this is drawn by pencil, it does get that feel. Yeah, this reminds me, although this is not pencil. This is definitely not pencil, but you do kind of get the pencil vibes. Like if you ever like shade it with a pencil and use your fingers to smear it, it has that vibe. I've done it before. I remember back in the later years of my elementary school when I would shade with a pencil and I would spirit with my thumb to create that look. So it works here very well. It looks very nice here. I think guys like Jean-Jacques Sempe and Will Eisner, they know how to make their backgrounds full of character. They really do. They really do find a way to make the backgrounds full of character, and it's pretty masterful. Okay, it says I appreciate that touch of color he has in his black and white drawing. Yeah, that you notice that too. Yeah, absolutely. It's subtle, but it helps it stand out even more. Like here, for example, like the guy looking at the TV there. Oh, not the TV. It's a painting. It's a painting of fruit. He's just standing looking at. And here's what I'm looking at with this drawing. So you got the busy city life behind him. It's all gray, right? It's all gray. It's indistinct. It's cars on a busy street with high rises and a bridge in the background. And he's focusing on the only thing that's in color, which is fruits. It's like you find the joy in the simple things in life. I think that's me. I find joy in simplicity. When things get complicated in my life, it doesn't take much for me to just refocus and find joy and then try to redirect myself. Richie Dube says, term of service is not the same as hurt fifis. No, Richie, it's not about hurt fifis. It's about maintaining law and order. And the chat needs to know that. They got to maintain law and order. They're not out of the blue. Kobe Mack, because I used to draw like that when I still had imagination. Imagination is all you need. Exactly. It really is. It really does help make you draw something very distinct and unique. So, okay, it says Will Eisner hired people to draw his backgrounds. Well, he was started off doing that. Says KSS. Well, I do know that there are artists that do solely backgrounds. I know that in the comics in Marvel and DC they have artists that specifically draw backgrounds. It is a thing because I know that a lot of artists like when they're telling their stories in the panel, and let's say an action takes place in a certain cityscape, the artists just want to get to the action. They don't want to spend time drawing the buildings because it's kind of like holds them back. So they do have artists that specifically do that. That much I do know. Chloe Max. Speaking of Eisner, I found my dead M16 Army manual was drawn by Eisner. Nice. Mikaju asks, "Is this the part of the show where you draw baboons?" I've never drawn a baboon in my life, Mikaju. I haven't drawn a single baboon in my life. Lady shut up and says, "Hit the like button." Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up and help me in the algorithm and shit. Oh, look who's in the chat. It's Timothy. Hey, Timothy. I heard you're streaming with your boy with Monkey King. Hey, did Monkey King get any help, or did you bring him down, Timothy? Did you bring him down? I bet you brought him down. I bet you heard him, right, Timothy? I bet you're stained his elegance and his glow, right, Timothy? I bet you did. I bet you did. Sark says there is no law, there is no order. It's an illusion. I think we're headed that way, yeah. Anyway, Mika says, okay then, mandrills. Who are you hailing, Timothy? Who are you hailing? Don't hail nobody. You don't hail nobody, Timothy. Know your role, Timothy. You don't come into chat and start hailing people. Especially when I chewed you out. I have authority here. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Colorform's doing the Karen thing where she goes, wow, wow. Yeah, wow, what, Colorform? What? Huh? Wow, what? Here's another beautiful drawing. Cityscapes for the New Yorker magazine. This one is heavily helped by the colors. Not Colorform, but legit colors. You have a couple in what looks like night clothes on the rooftop looking at the buildings out ahead of them. See, this reminds me of like, I remember being in my younger days in New York and I loved to look at the buildings and the skyscrapers at night because I was in awe of them. And I had always wondered what was in those offices, what was in those rooms when the light was shining at night. What was going on in there? And you got the backdrop of the skies, and and it was just awesome to look at. It was a very nice sight. As a child, in some ways, it was even comforting. In some ways, and you get older, and you're like, well, there's probably some debauchery happening in those windows, but who knows? Anyway, I don't care. But um, it does bring you back to a little bit of that childhood wonder. For me, anyway. For those that didn't grow up in the city, you probably still wouldn't get the connection. But for those that have grown up in the city, this reminds me of that. It reminds me of that feeling of that wonder. Richie Dube says that's a beautiful piece of art. Yeah, no, this is amazing, amazing art. I like this one. I'm not choosing nothing color form. You're just mad because I'm succeeding. You're just mad color form. And of course, Tommy is ruffling in the chat because that's what he does best. He likes to ruffle and break the law and break all kinds of rules and crap. What the D word doing, Linkovich? I don't know. I'm just trying to show you people pretty pictures. Baboons in the tall grass. There's no baboons. You're racist, Sark. It's two white people looking at the cityscape. What's wrong with you? See, you people are racist in the chat, and it's hurting my algorithm. Stop being racist in the chat. We're tolerant here, and what have you and shit. Anyway, Ken says, "Hey, all Tomothy. I tried telling Elasma he was streaming over Monkey King, and reminded him that Thursday is his day. Elasma pretended Thursday is, in fact, his day. It's always been my day, Chisel. Always been my day. You try to come in and try to ruin my stream and try to sabotage me? Are you serious? Chisel? Now you got me all heated and shit. You people were cleaning those offices by night. You don't know what I was doing at night. Make a Jew. You don't know what I was doing at night. Oh wait, I'm talking about when I was a kid. I was in my brother's car watching those buildings at night. What are you talking about? Make a Jew. And by the way, some of the best office cleaners were by my people. I mean, they didn't speak English, and you had to keep a pocket sight. But so what? They were still cleaning your toilets, and they did a good job of it. Hmm. Anyway, um, Lazat used to watch Doctor. Oh no, he used to watch Different Strokes at night in his Queens bungalow, and would think, "Why can't I live with a creepy ass rich white man?" Dare you solely different strokes? Do you know how many people looked at Mr. Drummond and said he raised those two black children as his own sons and did an excellent job, and they revered and respected him. And I guarantee you, neither Arnold nor Willis were out doing crimes. They were out actually living good lives. They were living outstanding lives because they were raised to be right. If you talk about good TV dads, you put up Uncle Phil, Mr. Drummond, um, Carl Winslow. Maybe yeah, Carl Winslow. Yeah, I'll put him up there, sure. Um, Yeah, that would be a good trio of TV dads. Sisyphus. But fine. Be that way. Oz ACR says, I don't like jokes about 9/11. On that day, I walked through blood and dust and bone in Manhattan looking for my brother. He was in northern Canada. Um, oh, okay. We could just my, my people own the buildings we know. Oh, yeah, we know, Mika Jew. We know. They own a lot of stuff, unfortunately. We know. Yes. Yeah, I do. So. The thing is, I could just sit in silence and look at this drawing, but that wouldn't be professional for a stream. And actually, it would be kind of very weird for a stream. So, unfortunately, I have to keep moving. So, let me just drink a little bit from my drink here. And then we go to the next drawing. A simple afternoon. A girl with her fiddle riding a bicycle in the streets. This has Central Park vibes to it. Actually, a lot of these covers are based on Manhattan. They take place in Manhattan because it's called the New Yorker, and when people think of New York, they think of Manhattan. So it's the way it is. But yeah, some subtle touches on the ground to indicate rain, puddle of rain. Yeah, a rainy day in Central Park is how can I put it? There's something about Central Park when it was rainy, like grainy and skies are gray. Something about it had a feel to it. I remember in the early 2010s, I remember taking a trip around Central Park. It was like 2013, early 2013, and something about the imagery there. And I walked through Central Park, and it was rainy. It wasn't like raining, but it was rainy. Like it had already rained, so there was still that leftover rainy atmosphere. But there was something about it that just it felt like home to me. Even if I think about it, it feels like it's home. You just had to be there, I guess. I don't know. Or not. Don't be there. Don't be there. You guys go to the grass and do degenerate crap. Don't worry about me. Anyway, Jan says Carl Winslow was a terrible TV dad. What happened? That's fake news. I no. Carl Winslow says Carl Winslow was a terrible TV dad. He was a cop, and his house was always unlocked. Urkel just let himself in. He adopted Urkel as his own kid. Says you're just mad because you don't have a Carl Winslow in your life adopting you, like he adopted Urkel. You wouldn't be friends with Urkel? I guess not. I guess you know what? Maybe. Well, okay. Look at it this way: if Carl Winslow didn't take in Urkel, Urkel would be someone else's problem, and it would just be kick the can. Well, Carl Winslow took one for the team. He took one for the planet. For that, kid says he needs to be commended. And you need to kiss the ground he walks on. Carl Winslow. He also helped John McClane too. Don't forget, Carl Winslow was instrumental in helping John McClane save Christmas Day. You forget that, Kansas. You forget. Okay, I'll put my camera for this one. You forget, Kansas, that Carl Winslow was instrumental in John McClane's Christmas mission. Never forget that. If Carl Winslow wasn't around, John McClane's Christmas would have been ruined. But he helped save John McClane's Christmas. Carl Winslow did that. Know your place, Kansas. Know your place. You're really on thin ice right now. So don't ever forget that. No. Anyway, Oz ACR says Mr. T is better than Carl Winslow. Mr. T was dope. I like Mr. T. Who didn't like Mr. T? There was that one great episode of the 18 where you had the guest stars Hulk Hogan and uh Refrigerator Williams was on there. That was a cool episode. So um yeah, you had that trio there. That was awesome. Like the 80s were dope. I love the 80s. All they had in the 80s was fun. Now everything's all political. Balls. Anyway, Kansas said the TV dad that was most like my dad was Red from that 70s show. There's a lot of those. A lot of Reds. A lot of Reds. Richie Dupe says, this is hard to admit, being an Englishman with pure DNA, but I appreciate French art over Marvel and DC crap. Um, you know what? I tend to agree with you. I think there's more sophistication to French art. I mean, look at what we're looking at right now. It's very dynamic. Right? And for me personally, like I looked at the drawings, I downloaded it, but as I'm talking about it on stream, it's actually bringing out an atmosphere in me. It's making me reminisce. It's making me tell a story. That's the power of art. He really stepped out of his diehard role to play a different fat black of his great. In my head canon, it's the same character. So, yeah. And actually, my head canon, Family Matters is actually a spin-off of Die Hard. So, which means in the same world, um, uh, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let me continue on. So, the last favorite episode of A Team was when they helped Boy George out. I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. Actually, I only got to see a few episodes as a kid because it was past my bedtime on Saturday nights and I had to go to sleep. I know it sucks when I was a child, but I had a bedtime. I couldn't. I was not stay up late until I was like 8 or 9. Then I was able to stay up late on Saturdays, and it didn't matter because usually on Fridays I get sleepy by 10 o'clock, and then I had to go to bed because I started to fall asleep at 10 because my body was used to going to bed at 8 for school night. So by 10 I was pushing it, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting. I gotta go to sleep. But then that was good because I wake up early Saturday morning and I watch Saturday morning cartoons, so it worked out well. So I sacrificed my Friday night just so I could have a cool Saturday morning and watch all the cartoons. Kansas says Commando and Die Hard on a shared universe. Is that real? Is that for real? Is Commando and Die Hard in a shared universe? Hmm. Anyway, VGDub says watercolor is the only medium I use being poor. Yeah, for me, I use regular markers. I use the Crayola markers. So it was that and crayons. And if I actually have digital copies of my older drawings when I was a child, and um, yeah. Anyway, oh boy. Anyway, yeah, it says it's 100% real. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow, I gotta look into that. I have to look into that. Mazepana says, "Damn, y'all are reminding me of when I used to sit in that comfy couch with my grandfather and watch reruns of the A Team and Mash. Those were the days." It's like we traded something for the other. Like back when we were growing up, Richie Dude, we had TV, but we didn't control what was on. We only watched what came on and what they made us watch. So we were forced to watch something we didn't expect, we weren't planning on watching. And some of those cases, we ended up liking it. Now we have pretty much the entire library of everything in our hands, and you know, we tend to watch less things. I mean, I've always been the kind of person because of physical media where I had my own closed in library of something I like to watch, and I was okay with that. Um, but I remember back when I was a child, forcing myself to watch MASH because I didn't want to shut the TV off. And even then, I was like, I don't like MASH. I never liked MASH. I know people liked it, but I just never liked it. I couldn't get into it. It was just too depressing for me. Oz is here says He-Man and She-Ra are not a shared universe in my head canon. Are you telling me that He-Man Skeletor's appearances in She-Ra is apocryphal? I don't believe that, Oz ACR. I don't believe that. I believe that the She-Ra cartoon was a continuation of He-Man and Skeletor's rivalry. That's my head canon. My head canon, Oz ACR, is better than your head canon. I'll fight you over that. But I do agree, Skeletor is better than Hordak. That I agree. Great Gold Worm reminds me of memory unlocked. Great Gold Worm. Yes, remember you needed a TV guide to know what was on. Do you realize every Thursday in my household was TV guide day? Like I'm not joking. Like I when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, okay, today's TV guide day. So when the mail came, put it in. I went to take my mom's keys, open up the mailbox, and there was the TV guide. And you better sure as believe that me and my sister got into argument over who got the TV guide first. And then I would when it was my turn, I would sit in my couch. I look at the articles in the front, and then I would go check out uh the Saturday or the movie slots, like whether it's Saturday evening or Sunday afternoon, to see if any of my favorite movies will come on, and then I would go to the back of the TV guide to see the movie guide and what was coming on cable. And it was actually a TV guide that is where I first learned about the animated film Heavy Metal, because I was like, wow, a cartoon that's rated R? How did I not know this? It was a thing for me. Anyway, Cass is giving us more context about the Commando Die Hard shared universe. He says, in Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, John Matrix, goes to rescue his daughter from the fictional country of Valverde. In Die Hard 2, the mercenaries are rescuing a general from Valverde. Well, there you go. There's your um, Die Hard shared universe right there. The DC, the DHCU, Die Hard shared universe. No, wait, that's cinematic universe. The DHCU. Okay. Well, last night is Hordak and Snarf's love child. You're disgusting, ACR. I can't believe that made me read that chat. I'll never forgive myself. Damn it. Yeah, so I had to get a TV guide and highlight all the shows that I was going to watch and the ones I was going to record on my VCR. Same. When I first learned that Godzilla vs. Biollante was going to be showing on Cinemax, I made sure that that was circled on my TV guide, that nothing was going to stop me from seeing that movie on Cinemax for the first time in my life, summer of 1993, which is also the same summer of Jurassic Park. Summer of 93 was actually a nice summer for me. Memory unlocked. Timothy says, a last match show is brought to you by a divorce lawyer. Aha! Timothy, aha! Anyway, moving on. Another cover of the New Yorker. Let's see. This one is okay. So they got their umbrella, so it's a rainy day. You got the busy city. You got the cabs. You got I'm guessing this is taking place in the fall. It has fall vibes to it. But as you can see with my own reaction, the illustrations definitely evoke New York culture. At least back in the day. Things are kind of different now, but back in the day, this was definitely New York culture. Even if you were watching from the sidelines, but you knew that just watching from the sidelines, it gave you a sense of belonging and comfort. But the lockdowns changed a lot of that. So anyway, so here is this I think this is the last piece I saved from Senpei's collections, but this is another panel drawing. This is in English. This is from the okay, this is funny because this is from the Paris Match magazine, but the caption is English. I guess they translated it for us. So he says, so this is a person saying, yes, this is really Treasure Island. This is, I think, the cableman talking. This is really Treasure Island. It is I who made the plan. I am the treasure. Okay, so you got two men, and they go to see this cave chick. They have a treasure map, and yeah, she made herself the treasure. Now, what do you guys think? Smash or pass? Let me see what you guys think in the chat. Smash or pass? I think it's pretty clever. I give her points for that. Gaya says we were convinced. My high school biology. I can't believe I read it wrong. Let me start over. We convinced my high school biology teacher to let us watch Jurassic Park in school. She went for it. I think she just wanted 2 easy days. Twilla says looks like the New Yorker. Well, we were shown covers of the New Yorker Twillis. Um, so yeah, we were showing that earlier. We showed a few of his covers in the stream, and we had a conversation about New York and so forth. So you guys are awfully. You guys are talking about my character, Road Warrior Drake, going into the grass doing degenerate stuff. I ask a simple biological question about smash or pass, and you guys are now silent. All of a sudden, you have scruples. The hypocrisy, absolute hypocrisy by you people. I don't know. I don't know. Just when I think I figured you out, you find ways to just make me go, huh, huh. Oh, I'm sorry, color form. I didn't mean to bore you, color form, but I do mean to bore you. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. 100. 100. If simplicity conveys the story, that's all that matters. As long as the story's conveyed through the image, yeah. That's why, like, I think it's kind of not kind of. I think it's absolutely stupid when one artist critiques another artist's drawing because it's not up to their quote unquote standard. And I'm like, um, what if that's the intent of the drawing, and what if it's done that way because that's the fan base that wants it, and perhaps that drawing does the job. You just did color form. You said I am. You see, this is how slick color form is. At first, she goes, I have, what did she say? She says, did I say I was bored? I am, but did I say it? You just did. You just said it, color form. You just said it. Do you not think we type with your hatred and your program against me, color form? Do you not think about these things? You clearly said it just there. You said it. Anyway, Kansas is bringing it back to normal. He says Predator almost was set in the fictional country of Valverde, but it wasn't mentioned in the final cut in the third film. Predators said it was Guatemala. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, I mean that's a nice little bit of trivia, the Valverde stuff. So, um, God, I wish they kept Predator to just two movies. I really do. I've avoided every single um sequel since Predator 2, not counting the ABP movies, which were crap. But um, I do have the Predators on DVD. Maybe one day I'll sit down and watch it. I heard some people say it was kind of okay, but I have not heard any kind of real praise for any of the Predator sequels that was given to the first two movies. Call me what? Call me a traditionalist. Call me closed minded. Call me whatever. I don't care. I like what I like. But um, Link says, "Make a coffee and a bowl of indica, Carol. Tonight we ride." I don't know what that means, but okay. Why did I read that? Oh, Richard Dupes Valverde has a wiki page. Oh, does it? I gotta look into that now. Now I gotta go into the Valverde stuff. Thanks a lot. A lot of that stream brought to you by St. Luke's. It's Tomothy. You know what, Tomothy? When I'm done with you, you're gonna need St. Luke's. They're gonna save your ass, Tomothy. You better have insurance that covers your St. Luke's bill. You be thankful to me, Tomothy. Be thankful. Carol has a Red Bull in her fridge. I don't know why I read that, but she wanted to type it, so I guess she thinks it's relevant because color forms are gonna color form. That's what you people do. Colors. I guess those of you that didn't answer the question already have answered it. You're too ashamed to say it, but I know the answer. You all would smash, and that's okay. I don't judge you. I just wanted to see what you would say or not say. Mass Vance, 100 agree 100%. There are audiences who want to read cartoonish strips with gags and simple art opposed to their hyper-realistic art. Artists need to understand that their own art is not the only standard. Well, that's a problem as a panda. Is we're in a space of artists that are dictating the terms and don't understand that independent comics was an alternative to the mainstream. It wasn't meant to copy the mainstream. It was an alternative to it. So therein lies the problem, right? Indie comics are kind of diluted today. No sense of fun. And that's why when it comes to like real indie, real outliers, that's me. I'm a real outlier. Not because I say so, but because by actions, I have shown that those who have a big audience at me are afraid of my I'm not being facetious. This is true. They're afraid of of me having any sense of success because my success really undermines what they're doing, what they're trying to build, which is a um, Image Comics 2.0, which only worked that one time, and even then, it was not as successful as an experiment as people say it is. I mean, it was successful, but in terms of the money, in terms of the hype, but long term legacy outside of Spawn, not really. KSS says, I just called ICE and told them Alasma is an illegal alien from Valverde. Well, thanks a lot, Casey. So now you know next week, when I don't have a stream, you know why. When I don't have a stream, now you know why. Just see what you just did, Kissifus? You see what you just did? Anyway, Lick says, I never understood people who only buy cape shit or listen to metal. Seems so limiting and boring. I like way too much stuff. Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do, Link, is look at the last few months, or the last 2 years of the indie comic outliers I've been doing. And a lot of the comics were not really cape stuff. It's you know funny looking characters, funny looking stories, or sometimes like slice of life stories. I mean, comics are limitless what you can do, but if you listen to like some idiots on here with big platforms, they'll lead you straight into an aura of boring. And I've already said my piece on that. I mean, I'll say it again, but um, at least for tonight, I don't want to beat a dead horse to the ground. But you know what I'm talking about. Like you draw your pretty pictures with high detail, and the eyes look at it and just turns away because there's too much detail. It's like, yeah, I mean, draw nice, but what am I looking at? What am I looking at? But yeah, my spectrum of comics is pretty broad. It's pretty broad. And I'll show you some of my collection. I can go from like Easy Secrets Popeye to um the Ninja Turtles compendium composing of the first few issues, Last Ronin to Fist of the North Star, Garfield, especially Garfield. I love Garfield. To EC Comics, the horror stuff, and then right back to Carl Barks' Popeye. Not Popeye. I mean Carl Barks' Donald Duck. I mean. and Scrooge McDuck. KS says my favorite scene in Commando. Actually, let me take this drawing off here. So KS says my favorite scene in Commando is when Arnold Schwarzenegger establishes he was born in West Germany. John Matrix is not a German name. Maybe it's short for no, never no short. Anyway, so like I said, John Matrix would do anything to save his daughter. Yes, there was a whole movie about that. It's called Commando. He would do that totally. Kobe Mac. Okay, Kobe Mac, you have to not break the terms of service rules. You cannot do that. There's no LOL allowed. So please don't LOL. Okay, just don't do that. I want you to be nice. Link says, "Oh no, Master Panda says Linkovich is right about the Cape and Cow comics. If it were up to some people, up chat is moving fast. Hold on. Okay, if it was up to some people in this corner of the indie comics online space, Invincible would be the only acceptable type of indie comic. Yeah, trust me, people like me have to exist. People like Wenger, people like our good friend Colin Lamping, like guys like us. We do weird looking drawings, weird cartoon drawings, and that's what attracts some people because it's the alternative to the mainstream. That's what indie comics is, the alternative to the mainstream, not the imitator of it. Link says, "Yeah, Kobe as a musician, I'm influenced by everything." Okay, so yes, he's influenced. Link says he plays music, and he's influenced by it. So there you go. Um, I'm reading Cass as a comment. I am well, even though it's in the chat window, so people can see it, but still, it's better when I read it because that means I give it legitimacy. If I read your comment, I'm giving it legitimacy. You people should be thankful I do that. Richard Dupe, we can't LOL. There's no LOL in Richard Dupe. Please don't LOL. Don't do that. Okay, so Kaya says my second favorite part of Commando is when Arnie gets his gear at a random Army Navy surplus. Then he goes in the back of the place and gets live hand grenades and rocket launchers. Fucking, I didn't realize how fucking insanely cartoonish Commando was. Um, we don't deserve those movies. They were too good to us, even as a kid. It was literally like watching a '80s action cartoon come to life, even though it was an R-rated film. But then again, back in the '80s, R-rated films became children's toys. RoboCop, Terminator, heck, even Starship Troopers became children's toys. Some good toys too, like the monster bugs were pretty well designed figures. I wish I had mine. I bought it back then and kept it for a long time, but now I don't have it anymore. Kind of wish I still had it. Like they're well designed toys, but um, oh, okay, Sarah. So it's 10 o'clock, 10:03. We were streaming for about an hour and 40 minutes. We actually managed to stretch it out a bit. So um, I got nothing more. I'm kind of like dried up. I am depleted with stuff. I'm very depleted. So don't know how much more I can add to this, but we had a very interesting conversation and very interesting exchange. So I feel like now with the chat dying down, I think this is a time for me to call it a stream. So on that note, I will go ahead and end the stream. And I do want to thank you all in the chat, you spear chuckers, for hanging in there. Shout out to Richie Dupe. That was awesome what you did. I appreciate that. You have no clue how much I appreciate that. That's a blessing. So shout out to Richie Dupe for that. I definitely appreciate that. That was incredible. Um, Good conversation in the chat. I will say that. So KS says, Commando is stupidly cartoonish but fun. He runs out of ammo, runs to some random shed. Bad guys completely missing him, and he takes them out throwing saw plates. I gotta watch Commando again. I gotta watch it now. I haven't seen that movie in decades. I gotta watch it. Oh, okay. On that note, I'm gonna call it a stream. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Hail to you. Hail to everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you if I don't see you this weekend on a random stream. Most likely a draw stream. Uh, Catch me Monday. Actually, no. Hold on. So Monday, the plan. Okay, let me tell you guys what the plan is for Monday. and it's not set in stone. But Monday, I am hoping to have the documentary ready for a premiere. So I'm hoping to have the Dungeoneers documentary ready for Monday as a premiere. I'm thinking 8 o'clock Eastern time. If not Monday, most likely Tuesday. Well, that's what I'm telling you right now. So like, if that documentary is not ready by Monday, then I'll do my regular Monday Monster Moratorium stream. Because the plan is that Monday would be the premiere, and after the premiere, I would do a live stream after the premiere to do like a Q&A, whatever. But that's the plan. But yeah, so we'll keep you. I'll keep you guys posted on that. So, but yeah. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Take care. Ciao. And I leave you with everyone's favorite intro. Have a good night and take care.